driving height, and oh man, dude, I got filthy again. Jeez. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is Thursday, I think. Something like that. So, we're gonna get into the video in a second, but I've got an update again. So, last video we put a downpipe in the car, the Cobb Acessport downpipe. Come to find out, hopefully no one else has to go through this like I did. The VA chassis fuel system does not support a Cobb Stage 2 Plus tune like all the previous generations, which is incredibly annoying. So I never had this issue on my 06, 07, 08, or 2011 STIs in the past. So this is a new issue. So on the 24th of August, we're getting a dyno tune over at Surgeline Tuning down in Portland. So that'll be a grand old time. Brian took a lot of my money from the mod garage. Shout out to you, Brian, I appreciate it. So we have an ETS front mount intercooler coming that was recommended by the tuner, just to keep IATs down, engine temps down. So we have an ETS front mount coming, so we'll do an install on that. We've got some Cobb 1050cc injectors. We'll do an install on that as well. Very detailed one because I couldn't find any online. We have a 3-port boost controller coming, the Killer Bee oil pan, oil baffle, and windage tray coming as well. So we're gonna get this car tuned up on the 24th. Not shooting for any crazy power or anything like that, so this is more for reliability to drive the car. In the future, we'll shoot for more power. But for now, we just want the car running properly. So today, to get some of the things we need to do to get the car ready, it's gonna be fluid changes and everything like that, and I'll run through some of that stuff for those who haven't done it in the past. But today, we're adjusting the rear suspension on my car because I'm tired of the bunk fitment in the rear end. It tucks really hard in the rear end when I air out, and in the front it's kind of flush. So we're gonna do the same thing with the rear. So we're gonna add some positive camber to the wheels. I'm gonna show you how to do that and do a garage alignment. This is not the best way of getting alignment done. If you need a professional alignment, go to a shop to do it. I'm doing it here in the garage just because I'm cheap and I can do it myself. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. We're gonna do the eyeball alignment. So we're gonna get the car jacked up, pull this wheel off, and I'm gonna show you how to run through this. All right, so we've got the car ready to go. There's 4 basic, depending on how you want to look at it, 3 or 4 suspension adjustment things. You have height, caster, camber, and toe. The only 2 we're messing with today, well, I guess 3 because I need to make sure my height is at my driving height. So when you're doing this, you want load on the wheels, so that way your car is at driving height. I don't have the ability to do that, so what I've done is, since the car's on air, I can adjust it pretty easily, so I'm going to get it right where I need it, set it down on the ground as close as possible, and then set in the final adjustments. But we're only going to be messing with toe and camber today. I want more positive camber, less negative camber. But with that, whenever you adjust camber, you need to adjust toe. So with toe, that's the in and out of the wheel. So once we get to the toe portion, I'll set that up so you guys can see. But toe is going to be the like in and outness of the wheel, and that really screws with how the car drives. So if you're lowering your car, you got some bigger wheels and you need to add a little bit of negative camber, keep in mind that you're going to need to adjust your toe also. So I'm going to get this wheel pulled off, we'll get the car jacked up a little bit, and then we'll start running through the suspension components. So the way we're going to be adjusting camber with this is this lower bolt is how we adjust camber. The farther out it comes, the more negative camber you run. The closer in it goes, the more positive camber you run. So we're going to be having this bolt go more inward. So this circle dealio is going to be coming down diagonally towards us is where I want it. And then with that, we also need to adjust the toe, which is over here. This toe arm. So I need to break that toe arm loose so this has movement and can move around as I adjust that camber. So we're going to go ahead and break that lower bolt free just so it has the ability to move a little bit. And then we're going to break these free and then get our camber set and then our toe. You always want to do your camber before toe because camber is going to affect toe. So we're going to get that set up real quick and get moving. Alright, now that we've got this loose, we're going to swing over to the other side and loosen the toe arms. Now that our toe arm's loose, we can get our camber set and then come back and adjust toe. So the way I want this camber is I want this bolt to come around towards me. About right there. So that's going to bring more positive camber to the car. And with the positive camber, I mean, A, that's going to increase my traction patch in the rear. B, that's also going to make my alignment last longer. My do-it-yourself garage alignment. So we're gonna get this tightened down and then jump back over to toe and then wrap up the other side, and that's gonna be adjusting the rear suspension. It's very simple to do, but if you don't know, now you know. All right, before I jump into it, so here's the hub, here's the toe arm. As I twist the toe arm, it's gonna be a little difficult to see on camera. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think you can see it all. But the hub is moving in and out. So, with the hub moving out, if you spin it down towards the front of the car, that's gonna be toe in. If you spin it up towards the rear, that's gonna be toe out. So I'm gonna get the camera set up outside the car, probably over here in the back, with it facing the hub, so you might be able to see these move a little bit. I'll time lapse it so you see them move real quick. So I got the camera set up facing the wheel hub. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be adjusting toe by eye to see where the hub lands. Right now I can already see it needs to come toe out a little bit. I'm gonna adjust the toe. After the toe's been adjusted, I'm gonna go ahead, set the wheel on, adjust toe with the wheel on, and then from there make final tweaking adjustments and tighten everything down. So I have the camera set up outside the car so that way you can see the wheel come in and out as I adjust the toe. And I'll time lapse this portion so it's a lot more exaggerated. Not gonna lie, it's already pretty good. Yeah, parallel with the car already. I really wasn't expecting that. Since we think we have it good, I'm gonna set the car down, put weight on that back wheel, see where it lands, see if it actually is parallel with the car. Ooh, pretty happy with that. I'm gonna stand up here behind the camera, take a look at it parallel with the car, kind of like the view you guys are looking at, just to see how in line it is with the car. But from here, it looks pretty spot on. Not gonna lie, I'm happy with it. So, jack this guy back up, take this wheel off, and tighten down that toe arm, and then we'll pull it out and see how well I actually did. All right, just to give you guys some frame of reference of how this locks. So you've got this locking nut here, which will slide in and out towards the inner collar here. Then you've got another one on the back side. So you want to break those loose when you go to adjust it. And then once you're done where I'm at and you're going to tighten them, go ahead, just tighten them all the way back down towards the center portion. So I'm gonna get these tightened down, get the wheel back on the car, the lug nuts on this side torqued down, and then we'll pull the car out and see how it looks. So that wraps up adjusting the rear suspension on the car. I'm gonna get the tripod set up outside. I'm gonna pull the car out and then we'll go over my driving height and the, oh man, dude, I got filthy again, jeez. So I'll pull the car outside, we'll look at it at the driving height, and then we'll also look at it at the aired out height to see if it fixed that super tucked look that I'm just not a fan of. Like I said, the car's on 255/40, so it's a little difficult to air out all the way anyways, but somehow these cars got big rear fenders. So with that, we're gonna pull it out. So we've got the driving height set on the car, and that's damn near perfect all the way around. No camber, no bad toe going on with the car. In the rear, there's a little bit of negative on the side that I'd like to get rid of, but it's pretty damn close to the other side. And then going at my aired out height, they still tuck, but not as much as before. It's gonna be a lot more drivable like this on both sides. So I want to mess with the fronts a little bit more, see if I can get some of the negative camber out of the front. But it's just that easy, guys. It's really not difficult. As long as you have the appropriate suspension components that you're able to adjust. I use the white line rear lower control arms and the SBC toe arms. Both of them very affordable. I think between both of them, you can pick up the set for $400 to $450 to be able to adjust all the rear suspension for when it comes to camber and toe. But the toe arms, very helpful to have. Allows you to do your own garage alignments like this. I don't have any of those fancy alignment plates. I'd really like some in the future, so I'll probably end up picking up a set so that way I can actually get the fronts a lot more in line. But the car looks a lot better aired out now. No more funky super camber tilty wheel gang. Although it did look, it was kind of cool while driving. This is a lot more functional at this point now. But anyways, we'll be messing with the front suspension I think later this week to try to pull out some of the negative camber up in the front. But we'll get there when we get there. We'll do some installs of the ETS front mount, the injectors coming in, and everything else. We're gonna get a base map from Cobb, or not Cobb anymore. We're gonna get a base map from Surgeline, so that way we're able to drive the car down to Portland. I'll vlog the whole thing. It'll be a good old time. It's on the 24th, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'll drop a mod list of the engine down in the comments or down in the description. Give me a power figure, what you guys might guess. It's be a fun time. Anyways, thanks for swinging out. Thanks for spending your time here on the channel watching it again. If you haven't already, sub below, give me a like. It's always appreciated. Thanks for swinging by. Peace out.